I need to switch it. Starting screen, so they won't be able to hear you. Hello, brain. Hello, Scott. Sorry. Yeah, sorry everyone on my stream. I'm almost done setting up the stream. I just can't show you guys this because I get in trouble if you guys were to see my analytics. Because for some reason that's a bad thing. Excuse me. Okay. What's happening? I did it! Okay, we're good to go.
Game Destroyer, it is...
Hello, Sasuk. How are you?
I think it's Monday?
I did not do anything with that, Scott, so it probably still won't work.
Imagine completing the EE as Samantha, saving Samantha Maxis. There's just one reason that would be possible. Time travel. Which would honestly explain so much with Verdansk right now.
Time travel. Look at me, I'm doing time travel. So I'm just saying, if zombies and like the normal world are combined, there technically is time travel because that's what the entire zombie storyline is based on.
I mean, they could play off so many things. They could literally make reference to the Bermuda Triangle. They would also explain the ship just randomly, just like that.
I was gonna say, with any game that involves time travel that's set in the real world, well, obviously Verdansk isn't in the real world, but they're trying to make it feel like, cause like what was the name of the country Urzikstan. Is that what they called it in the Modern Warfare?
Yeah, yes.
That
It's
wasn't a real
Urzikstan.
place, but they still they
No,
played it off
but
like
it's like based off of the whole
yeah.
Middle
It's
East,
pretty much the
essentially.
stereotypical Middle East country. That's what it is.
Middle East, yeah.
Can you guys hear Dan? Okay, sorry,
But
I'm just making
it's
sure.
the way I look at Verdansk is I picture it as just this little city in the middle of nowhere that no one really knows or cares about.
I was gonna say because
That it's something forgotten to time.
well, I feel like it's the same thing because then we've got like things that don't even belong there, like the stadium probably doesn't belong there. Like the stadium's so out of place. It's almost like they took something from different time eras and just kind of not time eras but different areas of the world and
I
just
mean,
kind of chunked them together, which is kind of like what Fortnite did with season
I
10,
mean, it's
which is because they
I see it as okay. It's they decided to throw in a football stadium because football is big throughout the entire world,
that's
including the
true.
Middle East. But the thing is, if we're going to involve time travel, let's say we go back to the 80s and deal with. I know Layla once brought it up. She's actually sitting in my chat right now of what Verdansk in the 80s. Downtown probably wouldn't be as developed. We'll start there. That would be almost wiped. The port might not be as finished. You might have a couple of houses, but not a lot of infrastructure. And the only main building that I know would be there, hands down, is the Gulag
The prison, yeah.
or prison.
I was gonna say there's a lot of places like if they went back in time, like obviously the houses in the was it Hill East or whatever.
The dam would be there. That's another
Yeah,
thing
the
I just
dam would
thought
be
about.
there. If okay,
I don't know. The dam might
here,
be under
hold on.
construction.
Give me a second.
Maybe.
I will share screen and we'll look at a map of. Give me a sec.
All right, hang on. I actually have it set up in such a way that they're not going to be able to see it. So let me readjust everything now.
You can
Hang
just
on.
leave it and then.
Verdansk is based off of Donetsk, I think, is what we got someone in the chat saying. All right. Nope, wrong image. I want to edit the Discord thing
think-
real quick. Do you have a screen share on yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to crop that real quick. Let's see.
Oops.
But we haven't done this in a while, so forgive us. So let's see. I want to move that from left and move it 200. Nope, 200's not enough. 300. 300 is enough.
Okay, here we go. I need to share screen with you. So
And now we wait. Maybe parts of the dam could be under construction, but if you go inside the dam, it has Cold War style computers.
Water
That is a good point.
Jutsu. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Still waiting. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. We can kind of see it.
So I'll
Just
circle
enough.
it and say what it is. So we've got the dam over here, which I like the idea of the dam being under construction.
Mhm.
Maybe the water up in this top area isn't there. Like they drained it,
Mhm.
and then there's playable area down there or something like that.
Which means that whole area down below would probably
Yes,
be
have
flooded.
this area down here. Like make it more of a stream with the dam being like just starting. So, like, and as the year or as the season progresses, you can make it to where they're building it more and more every week or something like that. Then we've got the military base. I think military base there could be one there, but it just wouldn't be as sophisticated.
But just, I would say the bunkers would definitely still be there.
Yes.
Actually, no. I think military base would just be predominantly the same. The only thing that might change if they go back into the 80s is the
Yeah.
vehicles, of course.
Yeah, of course. Quarry was your spot. Yeah. So we got Quarry, which they could have Quarry, but like I said, like same thing with the military base, it would have to be back in the 80s style of things.
The lumber mill, maybe. Gulag, of course. Downtown and Promenade, I
I was
don't
gonna say
see.
prison would be this maybe a little.
I
I
wouldn't
honestly
say
think the prison would look better because it would be newer and not as old. So it might look a little cleaner. Downtown, I guess you could have downtown under
I would
construction. Train station, maybe?
I would say either downtown's under construction and or it's not as sophisticated, so you don't have as many skyscrapers. You might have old school brick and mortar buildings. I think one of the silos is under a statue near military base. You're not wrong. Definitely
I
not
guess
wrong there.
Pomegranate,
I think
pretty
that
much
was in the
all of
trailer.
this area where there's the town could be fine. You just have to have maybe some houses look a little older. Because some of the houses look like they could have been 80s, built in the 80s.
Yeah, like
Hi,
the
boss.
ones that you see that are under construction, gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, Verdansk. Have you been in Warzone lately?
Not really. Here, I'll close out of this.
Okay, so you want me to catch up to speed real quick on what's going on, or you kind of have an
Sure,
idea?
you can do that if you would like. Okay, stop screen share. Go back into full screen.
Okay, let me
I'm good to go.
200. All right, I'm
Mic?
gonna hit 200
Okay, my
there.
mic's good.
Whoa, too far. There we go.
Put
That's
my
better.
keyboard back on the
Better
ground.
little resizing. But no, you have it that right
All right,
now.
sounds good, Anita.
You have a ship that's slow. You have a ship that's slowly coming in from around where Promenade is, off the coast.
Okay.
And if you look overhead, it has this nice thunderstorm building up.
I did see that with
And
the trailer.
every single day, it's getting closer.
With the trailer, I saw the ship and that there was a
Yeah.
thunderstorm. Like that's what made me think when you said Bermuda Triangle. I was like, yeah, that could be a thing because the Bermuda Triangle, when we think about
I'm
it,
thinking Bermuda Triangle. But the other thing that comes to mind is, and I know we both hate the zombies for this game, but Voyage of Despair comes to mind. Do you remember how when they activated the artifact that 4 people were in the middle and they were safe, but everyone else on the ship ended up as a zombie?
I could see them.
And the other thing is these.
They could do something kind of like they do Voyage of Despair, but you remember the gunfight map? Was it Cargo from Modern Warfare remaster or the new Modern Warfare? It could be that instead, and they just like expand it, or they make it the first ship from Modern Warfare, the one that they blew up.
Wasn't it Wetwork was the map?
What?
I think is the one I'm thinking of.
What
maybe?
map?
Wetworks, I think, was one of the maps I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
maybe?
you're right.
I mean, I would love to see them bring that map back. That would be an awesome little addition. But with this, it only points to one thing, and I'm hoping for 2 things. One, zombies again, because Haunting of Verdansk was so much fun.
I remember playing that a couple times.
Not to mention the nighttime mode was the nighttime version of Verdansk. I think is beautiful. The
Did I
lights,
fill you in, Boz? What do
the
you?
ambiance. It's just so much better than daytime.
Yeah, I like the revive system in the Haunting of Verdansk.
That
Was it that like when you had to kill 2 people and then pick up their things?
Oh, you had to kill 3 people, pick up their things, and then you came back as a human being. But you also had it when you loaded back in, you came back in
Thanks,
with
Scott.
the weapons you died with. You lost your perks, but you kept your weapons. I wish they would have kept
Yeah.
that. But another thing that one person in my chat is now bringing up is, I'm not sure if you remember the cutscene that they did at the very end of Modern Warfare, the one where Price takes Sakai, flips him over the side of the silo, they deactivate a nuke. Do you remember Soap McTavish's exact words when he's calling Price?
I do not. I haven't seen that video in a while.
Okay. So at that point, he goes, "Yeah, I'm about a half a click off the coast."
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "Half a click off the coast," and now all of a sudden we got the ship is coming in and getting closer. Not to mention, there's now the talk of, and I haven't even brought this up yet, that there's talk of on the 1-year anniversary of Verdansk, which is, oh god, that's March 11th, like the day after, something around there. All the weapons and stuff that was supposed to release for Season 7 drops. So that would mean the Makarov pistol, the Scorpion Evo, Soap.
Like
all
you
of
said,
it.
the weapons are supposed
All
to
in
drop.
one
They just have a
wonderful
soap bar.
convenient place.
I know what you meant, but
Just a nice little bar. Someone's gonna drop the soap.
um, oh, Boz, we're talking about the season 2 trailers for
For the Cargo 2v2.
Cold
They
War
reused the
or
model for Warzone.
whatever it is.
No wrong. Mm. I know there's quite a few things I'm looking forward to. I mean, we have all the new operators. We have. I'm not gonna lie. I still prefer Stitch as the villain, but what's his name?
I
Naga.
don't know.
I think is the one that we see that just pulls out the gun and just shoots the guy in the face. I mean, he's not that bad, but let's face it, Stitch is a million
Stitch just
times better.
looks like a villain.
Stitch looks like he could have been the main campaign's villain easily, hands down. He could have. Let's put it this way: you could have taken him, and he would have fit in like Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 without us even questioning.
Okay, so Dan, Boz, I haven't seen the operators. Boz asked, "What do you think about the operators? Like the looks?"
So I'm gonna wait. The new ones?
Yes,
I'll go straight down the list for you. So hey, I have Naga. You of course. So have you done the Easter egg for Firebase?
No, but I've seen it.
Samantha Maxis is
yeah, I did hear about that.
So I like it, but there's one thing I hope they build on. And let's see how many people lose their shit about this in the comment section. How many of you would pay for bundles of Samantha Maxis wearing classic zombie costumes? So that means maybe dressed up as Edward Richtoff in both versions. Nikolai.
Well, doesn't she already have parts of every one of the main characters?
She has parts of.
She's got like Nikolai's goggles, the katana from Takio.
Yep.
I don't know what she has from Richtoff and her tank.
Yeah, the scarf from Scarlet, I think. But I would love for them to, do like little more tributes to all of them.
I think they could add the zombies, like they could add those zombies characters and make a ton of money and just use old lines. Like honestly, who's gonna know? Because they probably have about 100-some thousand lines saved that they never even used in the game that they could add in. Because like,
now this sounds like OnlyFans but Activision. Very well. That's called the store, Monty. The other character we have is the guy with the death machine, Wolf.
I did see him. I saw a screenshot of him.
I saw him, and when I saw it because it was blurred for a half second, I was like, finally, we're getting Bowman's son. I've been wanting him ever since Pawn Takes Pawn, and then we find out it's not him. It's like, come on. Bowman's son actually looks like an intriguing character. You kind of built him up just to do nothing with him for the moment.
Boz says he honestly might buy one. And that's a big deal for Boz. He doesn't buy things unless it's Fortnite.
Yeah, no, he really does. Okay, so the last one, and you know how everyone's been sipping for Park, right?
Jordan included.
There's another one. There's one by the name of Rivas. So we're talking about I believe she's I want to say she's Nicaraguan. So that links her to the Menendez cartel, maybe.
Either the Menendez cartel or the one guy. Who was the one guy? He was like the president of Nicaragua. He's the one that frees Menendez and Noriega. Yeah, him.
Yeah, Noriega. I heard the Pawn Takes Pawn stuff takes place in 2020. Not sure if that's true, though.
That's true.
No, that...
I haven't seen any of the new operators, so I don't have an opinion on it.
Do you want me to shoot you a link so you can actually take a look at what I'm looking at?
I can look it up on my phone. Oh my god! That was loud. I opened up your stream. Why has no one liked your stream, Dan? I'm the first like on your stream.
Bastards! No! Stream, that's it. I'm ending the stream. Bye! I'm kidding.
Season 2. Operator.
Okay, where was I? So, I also think this is the season we're going to be getting the most weapons I've ever seen in a single season. You know how it's usually like, I want to say two guns off the start, and then usually when mid-season rolls around, they'll maybe throw one or two weapons, right? So, you ready for this one? So you have the Farah 83, which is it's kind of like the Galil, but someone in my comment section said it was actually an Argentinian ripoff of the Galil instead. So we
I guess
have
I did
that,
hear about that one.
which makes me want that one. I'm intrigued by. We have the LC10 SMG, which it's supposed to have a little bit more range, so it's almost I don't want to say Peacekeeper level of being able to kind of handle both, but it's up there. Oh, I miss the Peacekeeper. I miss having that gun that bridges the gap of assault rifle and SMG. But we know if that comes out, it's going to get
Yeah,
nerfed into the ground.
that's what happened with the Peacekeeper. Was the Peacekeeper
Then,
just
of
got
course,
destroyed? I mean, it was good for the first month.
Hello, Carbon. Oh, yeah. It was amazing. I remember getting that. That was the first DLC I actually bought, ever.
That was the first DLC
Which is
from
kinda sad.
Black Ops 2, right?
Yes, that was Revolution.
I
that came with
remember
Dire
that
Eyes.
was like the
And it was
first
the first
one.
weapon that you had to pay to
That
actually
was the
use.
first map. I knew that was the first map pack you had to buy because you played Dire Eyes nonstop forever.
That was because the Solidifier actually made me a
I
job
know.
for a little while.
The DLC pistol. Yeah.
Okay, so we also get this is in mid-season the machete.
Yeah. I was wondering when they were gonna add more melee weapons because they've only got 3.
They're adding 2 this time, the machete, and they're calling it the E-tool, but I'm just gonna call it as a season. It's a spade. It's literally just the Battlefield 1
I know.
spade. Which, not gonna lie, not complaining. I'll gladly take that weapon. And then, of course, you have the next weapon that people are going nuts over, which is, I mean, I'm happy to see it in Cold War, but it's now just going to be another duplicate weapon in Warzone. Crossbow.
I saw the crossbow in the trailer. I was kind of excited. I've always liked the crossbow in Call of Duty. Other than Black Ops 3's. Black Ops 3's
I was going to say the reason I like the Black Ops version a little bit better is, I'm not going to lie, I like a wood finish on a gun. Not that I don't, even though I do love other guns, like a wood finish on a gun is just nice.
Oh, thanks,
And this weapon I know I'm not going to use because I suck.
in general.
I suck with the sniper rifle. It's called the ZRG 20mm. Pretty much, this thing's a one-shot killing machine. The downside is it sacrifices that you get the damage, you get the range, you even get the fastest reload time, but the firing rate is what cripples it.
Yeah, that's what happens with a lot of guns, though. It's so like.
But let's face it, if you can land the shot, you're good.
It's kind of like using like a bolt action sniper compared to the semi-autos. Like the semi-autos don't have as much damage; they take more shots, which they. Like the thing is with bolt action, they reward you for hitting your shots, whereas the semi-auto they can just spam them.
Drop the like 10. Thanks, boss. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
I forgot what I was saying. I don't know, but that's most
Continue.
that's most guns, with like some that are semi-auto slow firing, like the FAL. Before attachments is awful
man.
because it just takes so long to shoot. Like you can spam the trigger, it just takes too long to shoot until you get rapid fire on it.
I would say they had to do it after, I would say, you remember how OP the Black Ops 2 version of the
Yes, I
FAL
do.
was? Especially if you put that
Not
thing
that
on
much,
burst,
Mythic.
just
3
3 shots, gone.
Just chilling.
Gone in an instant. Just and just
Where am I?
wait for it. Wait for it. He's gonna come back.
I accidentally unplugged my stuff. I reached up to unplug something else.
Him. I can't hear a word he's saying.
No.
Did he
No.
mute himself? Hold up.
Hold up. Hey. Hello?
That's better. Hello.
I
How are
unplugged
you?
my camera on accident. I meant to unplug my other headphones, and I unplugged my camera.
FYI, the revive challenge does not work in zombies. Jesus Christ, that sucks, Layla. Where was I gonna go? Okay, so you ready to talk about the multiplayer?
I have a
maps real
complaint
quick?
first.
This
I have a complaint first about the zombies
for it.
challenges. Okay, I gotta sit up in my chair for this. I have had the
Go for it.
tactical, like, get 200 kills with a tactical rifle in zombies for almost a
Yes.
month now. I don't know how many times I've used the DMR, the AUG, and the M16.
M16?
Because there was one game I used the M16, got over 3,000 kills, never got it. So I don't know what to do. Like, do I just get rid of it?
A lot of the challenges are bugged. Like, I'm not going to lie. I actually have it that for some reason it's telling me that I have...
All right, bye, Mythic. Thank you for coming.
4 weapons, like diamond, even though I have none of them.
Yeah.
So it's a full list of BS. What was I going to say? So, not going to lie, the multiplayer maps are I don't want to say they're lackluster. Just going off of how they look right now, I don't want to say they're lackluster, but they're kind of... At least it's not remakes. That's at least a good thing. I mean, the first one is...
I'd be fine with remakes.
First one's from the gameplay trailer is the Apocalypse map, which doesn't look too bad.
I'm fine with remakes as long as they add new things, like new sections of a map.
I like a reimagining, to be perfectly honest. Like, I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but Shipment from Ghost, I didn't mind.
I didn't even know Shipment was in Ghost. That's how little I played Ghost.
It was a DLC where they actually had it that you started off in Shipment as an arena, and then it opened up.
Oh,
to the outside of the map and give you
that, but I
area.
never played it. I remember seeing the trailer for it.
I love it.
Sorry, I'm eating more Tic Tacs.
Let's see. So the next map was called Golova, which, by the way, they're bringing back multi-team modes, like what Black Ops 2 did.
Yeah.
So, you know, like a 6v6, v6, v6 type of thing, which I'm not complaining. I'm actually kind of excited to see that again.
What are your thoughts on the League play, Dan?
Then, of course...
We haven't talked about that, because League play...
We never talked about...
Well, it came out, but it was the time that we forgot. There was the time that we forgot. Then my internet was out, and then I had to go to the ER, so we didn't do it.
So, League play. Since we didn't really get to discuss it, let's talk about it really. You have this whole skill-based matchmaking system that you made implemented into public games. But you mean to tell me that League play runs solely off of your win-loss?
Yeah.
That's it? That I would have preferred if they had said, okay,
yes,
we're going to take the public match thing.
Scott just said something.
Yeah, it's coming off finally. But yeah, no, League play. I don't hate it.
I think
you can still level up.
It would be fine if they just let you use all the weapons. Because when I was going to make weapons or make a class, it was like there was 4 weapons I could choose from.
Yeah, that's what drove me nuts. Correct if I'm wrong. You and I both played League play in the Black Ops 2 days,
we used to play League.
It was like you, me, Jordan,
Jordan. It was you, me, Jordan, and Infernal for a while.
The other Jordan, I think.
And then when Infernal left, we switched to the other Jordan.
But I don't remember LMGs and shotguns getting banned. I
think
KSG
did get banned because it was a slug round.
KSG got banned.
And people could shoot you from across the map and kill you.
But the others were fine.
Yes.
And they kept the LMGs, but they got rid of, I think they got rid of the target finder.
LMGs, the target finder was gone. You couldn't do extended mags on your LMGs.
Select fire.
Rapid fire was off. And there's one more thing with the LMGs that they took away. Select fire, yeah.
Was the big one that I'm thinking of. Because otherwise you'd be able to use the FAL or the SMR and just...
Hello, Romeo.
But yeah, no, League play in Cold War, it's just, you might as well use nothing at that point.
I was going to say, there's what? There was the choice between like the AK-47.
Possible, unpopular opinion.
See, I would have been fine with it if they had it to where like there's at least 3. There's, even if it was 2 assault rifles, there could be 2 assault rifles, 2 SMGs, 2 tactical rifles, and then each week it would change up a little bit.
Wouldn't mind if they had a weapon rotation. Okay. Or if they had like a really strict League play of here's the CDL rules, and then a more, normal one where it's like, okay, there's no restrictions.
Kind of like the one that's run like normal gunfight where you have specific weapons. Not like they don't give you the weapons, but they're like these are the weapons you can choose from.
Loadouts?
Yeah, these are the loadouts you can choose from, and then also have like
okay.
the blueprint gunfight type thing where you get to come in with your own stuff, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cat. Yes.
Well, okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, the next map. I don't really care for the gunfight face-off stuff. It's just your typical Havana
Small map.
mansion.
Yeah. Generic. Lame.
Very very small
stupid.
map. Okay. So, what's your least
Hello,
favorite
Legend.
map on Cold War right now for multiplayer?
Miami still.
Is
It's
it
still
Miami by
yeah.
any chance? Okay, wait. Let me ask you a question. If Miami were set in daytime, would you
No.
like it?
I think Miami's just too big.
Well, guess what? Guess what they're wasting a map on? Daytime Miami. They're actually going to do daytime Miami.
I did
as
hear
a
though
map.
that a lot of people would like it if it was in daytime. So that's why I'm like, I'm fine with it.
I'm intrigued.
But why would they? That's not a
I'm
map.
intrigued,
That's
but I'm
just
also-
them changing the saturation and the lighting. It's not like they've got to go through and change shadow polygons. That's all it is they say the sun's here, the shadows are bouncing off the buildings here. That's it. That's the only difference there is.
The thing I wish they would do
Nothing much.
is take all the maps. I wouldn't mind if they had a day and night mode.
Kind of like what Modern Warfare
like
had.
Raid at night might look beautiful. Oh yeah, no, they definitely did look beautiful.
Modern Warfare did a really good
We
job.
also have it. I'm also kind of looking forward to doing this with the subs again. Gun game is finally coming in.
God,
Took them
dude.
long enough.
I've been waiting so long for that.
I have been wanting to do gun game with the subs, but Cold War didn't have it until now. One game mode that I do want, but we're one weapon away. We have the crossbow. We have tomahawks. We're missing
Sticks
one
and
weapon.
stones.
Ballistic knife. Sticks and
That-
stones.
Well,
That's the one game
the
mode
thing
I
is, they
definitely want.
remade it in one other game, but there wasn't a ballistic knife in it. I can't remember what game it was. No, it was Black Ops. It
Black
was
Ops
Black
4?
Ops 4. They did have a ballistic knife though. It just wasn't very good.
Let's see. They're also bringing in stockpile from Modern Warfare. You know, the one where it's like kill
Record.
confirmed, but you have to collect the tags and bring them to a certain point and
Oh
secure them.
yeah.
Remember
Like
that
you have
one?
to stand. It's not like you just run through and everything goes
I
away.
was yeah. I was gonna say, I actually think that's a good concept for a game mode when they introduce that in Modern Warfare. Don't know how it's gonna work on Nuketown, but you know,
See, that's
happens.
the thing. Nuketown is a map where you can put any game mode on it and they won't work. Like Team Deathmatch works. Domination doesn't work because the map's so small. Like if you kill someone on B, honestly what they need to do in Nuketown is they need to have a 1 to 2 second spawn delay.
honestly, I was kind of hoping when they did Nuketown, they would have given us the bunker underneath to have an additional layer and make the map.
That was the
bigger.
big thing when the map first released. I remember everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna be able to go into the bunker," because they could have just copied kind of like what Alpha Omega did.
Black
Yeah,
Ops 4,
because
yeah.
they already had the assets. They would just have to transfer them over and maybe
Yeah.
make it. Because like the thing is, Alpha Omega takes place in the 80s, I think. So it already would have been
yeah.
set up. Because like, I mean, I think it would have been set up perfectly fine. Or they just reuse the assets from the God, what was
Blackout.
No, not Blackout. I'm thinking, what mission was it where they're in the big Operation Green Light or Red Light Green Light? I don't remember the name of the mission, but like they could have made it look like that underneath.
Red light, green
That's the
light.
name. That's the achievement for it. It's called Red Light Green Light.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
that's
it
when
is.
you snap all
That
the
was so
pictures of the maps. I think.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Death Machine coming
The
back?
Death
by the way?
Machine.
And and you can use it in zombies. That's the other.
I've always been a big fan of the Death Machine. I will say I didn't like it in Black Ops 4 Zombies just because of the way you get it. Because you had to be you had to use that as your operator special.
Oh,
The one
it's
thing
broken
I'm
nuts.
really excited
Alpha
for
Omega is
season
pointless.
2 is the new field upgrade and the tier 5 everything.
okay. So I'm actually gonna build off of that right now. So let me make sure I have the article that I want open.
Well,
So
okay. Question.
with let's first talk about yes. Go ahead.
With the tier 5, is it gonna change anything, or is it just gonna be like with Jug, you get an extra 25 health?
Nah, well, I don't know what the actual upgrades are going to be, but there's a catch to tier upgrades 4 and
There's
5.
probably a downfall, but a benefit to it.
No, 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 no. There's no downfall. As far as I know, there is no downfall other than how you have to obtain them. So up until now, we've been using raw Ethereum
Yes,
crystals.
he's your test dummy, Scott. Yeah, that's
Think
that's
of
what
it
we
as
started
almost
off
like an
with.
uncommon thing. Yes. However, going forward, if you want to go to tier 4 and a tier 5, you have to use I think it's refined Ethereum crystals, and then almost like the top tier Ethereum crystals to get to tier 4 and a tier 5.
Well,
Now, a lot of people initially thought, "Oh, great, that means we're going to have to do this on Outbreak." However, it's at least been confirmed that you can unlock it doing the round base, just
I was
normal
gonna say I
stuff.
could see it.
How much you can obtain? I
I
don't know.
probably so here's my guess. I would assume that because like we've always wondered why on round 50 you get 4 Ethereum crystals. Like that's and then you get 4 for every 5 rounds until like round 75, and then you just stop getting them. Uh, the fun fact, like if you would have made it your first time playing, if you would have made it to round 85, you would have been able to unlock everything in day one. If you would have leveled up, obviously. Like, you had to be a certain level. But, like, with the way it all worked out... Because, like, that's the thing that I hate. I think Ethereum crystals, you should still get them and you use... Like, you can have 3 spare ones. And then you use those. Like, if I put 3 into Jug or something like that, I get, like...
Mm-hmm.
Something... There's a special one. Instead of doing it to where... It's kind of like liquid diviniums, but, like, you use them...
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I haven't heard that in a while.
You
Keep
use
going.
them to, like, with Jug, it would give you, like, an extra 50 health, which would be an extra hit at the higher rounds. Because the higher rounds, you only get, like, 3 hits when you don't have armor. Maybe even 2. I will say I do like the health system in this game way better than any other one.
Oh no, this one I actually like being able to see my health regen and know exactly where I'm at. That I don't mind. Because it's always I remember the old days of okay guys, I got double tap.
Yeah, and then you got like the red screen from the old games, which was like you could have that red screen forever and then a zombie hits you and you don't go down. Because you started to heal, but the red screen still stays there. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
It's other thing I was going to mention. You mentioned the field upgrade, Frenzied Guard. I know you brought it up.
What is that? I don't know what. I don't even know what it does.
What are your thoughts on it? Okay. So you've played Warzone long enough that if I make this as a reference, picture Most Wanted, but in zombies. And how it works is if you fully upgrade it, it lasts for 15 seconds. It restocks your armor, and all the zombies start walking, not running. They end up walking zombies, walking to you and take all the zombies off of your team.
So that sounds like a mix of 2 gobblegums. You've got Dead Man Walking in there, and then it's also Idolize.
Something like that. I know which one you're talking about. The one where it has all the zombies coming. Yeah, it's a combination. I'm starting to notice a pattern of the gobblegums.
Because Healing Aura is the same exact one as one of the gobblegums. There was a Healing Aura gobblegum. It wasn't called Healing Aura, but there was a gobblegum for that. Ring of Fire, there wasn't one. Ring of Fire is the same thing as the stone. I can't remember what it was. It's the one from Black Ops 4 where if you stand still, it makes a circle around you and you do double damage.
It's the shield.
I don't remember what it is. It's like something fortified or something. It's a picture of like a castle and a guy standing on
some idiot with a yeah.
That's what that one is.
What was I going to say?
Aether Shroud obviously is like in plain sight. It's the same thing as in plain sight.
In plain sight. Hey guys, how's everyone's night going? Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. What was I going to say? So you of course have tier 4 and 5 upgrades.
Oh, the frost one already.
You have someone actually put the name Stone
That's
Stonehold
what it is.
Stronghold.
That I never really used that, but apparently that's like one of the most overpowered perks in zombies.
It really is, and the longer you stand there, the better your armor
Yes,
gets, but at the same time, it means you have to pray that your aim is perfect and you don't get caught off
exactly.
guard.
I think the one I will give credit where credit's due, Black Ops 4 was very innovative in their perks, and they had a ton of perks, which were actually
They had a ton,
some of them were really
but
good.
the fact that you had to choose which
But okay,
one.
here's the thing: a lot of their perks were really overpowered too. Like, I don't remember what it is. I don't remember any of these. It wasn't Dead Man Walking. It's the one where, like, if you go down, you go into a mode where you've got 1 HP, but you're invincible for like 15 seconds. And then it takes like 10 minutes to read. It wasn't overpowered because it takes 10 minutes.
It's almost like it's like literally what ended up becoming Tombstone in this game, but reminds me of Who's Who from Black Ops 2. It's like a less shitty version
I need to
of
work
that.
on getting Tombstone up. Because, like, Tombstone is completely pointless until it's level 3. Like, I'm not even going to argue. What does Tombstone even do at level 1?
Okay, at level
Not
1,
even, like, not
it gives
very
you
basic tier.
Okay, let's say the very basic tier, you have your health, so you have 150 health, but you don't regen health if you get hit.
Okay.
Next level, oh, let me rephrase that. So then you pretty much have all that time. You still have your weapon, so you're not starting pistol, so it's not completely Who's Who. So let's say if you have a pack-a-punched ray gun and you go down, you literally spawn in as your ghost with the ray gun,
okay,
so you're saving yourself with it. So there's that benefit.
I'm gonna. I need to save up money again to get the member. You'll stay as mod, Tyler. And hello, Cyan. Okay, you're good to go.
So, continuing, you have it then. The next, I don't know which order the tiers go, except for the last one being the Tombstone. I think the second one, the one in the middle is it lasts 60 seconds to revive yourself. The one, like the first upgrade, I think, is that you regen health. So if you get hit, you don't have to worry about that. You're now got 2 hits
and you don't have to become
left.
a member if you don't want to.
So it's not useless.
Sorry, I muted so that way I can talk to my chat.
Because let's say you're...
I'll mute whenever I talk to my chat so I don't interrupt you.
Yep. Yep. Treyarch is literally, like, Jug is too much of an essential perk. Then they proceed to add a perk that makes you invincible. Yeah, you're not
that's
wrong.
the one thing I don't think Treyarch is nailed down yet, is the one perk that's, like... So, Black Ops 3, everyone always says how Widow's Wine and Jug together is the most overpowered thing. But if you think about it, Black Ops 3 is actually super hard. Take away Zombies Chronicles. Zombies Chronicles is way too easy because of the way they have Black Ops 3 set up. The initial maps, though, like Zetsubo is hard because there's not really any training. Gorod Krovi, the Wonder Weapon, gives out after a certain round. Like, round 50 is as high as the Ray Gun Mark III goes. Dryzendracht's probably the easiest one, in my opinion. Just because the Storm Bow could last forever. And you can also make all the bows, so you always have
we were able to do the Easter egg. That kind of proved the point for me.
And then, what was it? I think Shadows of Evil's hard, but I just haven't put the time in.
Shadows of Evil, I think, was an amazing thing, but everyone was hoping for
How much longer do you have to play, Tyler?
Not that it flopped, but it wasn't as successful as it easily could.
Okay, the thing is, I've noticed a lot of the maps that come out with the release of the game are either hated or loved. Like, honestly, when Transit first released, I remember everyone loving it. Like, they were so excited that Transit had been released.
Wait. I want you to stop right there on that thought. Transit, right? You ready to have an annual...
They're going to remaster it. I'd be excited.
No, not that. One of the images that someone freeze-framed is there is this specter-like creature that looks kind of like a ghost.
Avogadro.
Guess what it looks like? It's Avogadro.
See, they did that in Alpha Omega. They did that in Alpha Omega. They don't need to do it again. It wasn't good. Okay, Avogadro, actually a pretty cool boss. Cool concept.
But such a pain in...
But the thing is, at least in Black Ops 2, he was terrible. Because the only way you could beat him was with the Galvanuckles. So no matter what, you needed to save up. One of you had to save up at least 6,000 points before a certain round, and you also had to use the thing that was supposed to go on top of the bus. I mean, you could kill them with EMPs, but those are very rare to get.
Now, Gavin Knuckles, I wouldn't. Okay, I don't see them doing Gavin Knuckles.
Someday,
I could see them doing Brass Knuckles. Would definitely be among the things I would definitely enjoy seeing
Hello,
back.
John Collins. How are you doing?
The fact that we have the Panzer Zombie.
I didn't like the new design because it looks like the mech from Gorod Krovi. Okay, I will say I like the design. It looks cool.
It's definitely a combination.
Yeah. So it's a weird combination. While I don't...
Everything looks like a combination right now.
That's why I'm leaning more towards, like, they're combining the universes, because, like, they had Samantha, who has all of these remnants of the other universes combined into one character. And then you also have, like, the Panzer and the, like, normal... I don't know, what do they call it? Like, a mech bot? I'm just going to call it a mech. It was from the Black Ops 3 Gorod Krovi / campaign. And they mixed those together.
Yeah, but...
and then, like, the ray gun, they mixed it with an AK-47.
These guys, it's painful. These guys are going to be painful, though. We're talking about they can fly. They can pretty much
I told him
fire a weapon at you. It's pretty much...
Matt.
It's going to be worse than Origins, but at least it's an open map, so you're not going to be completely cornered.
Yeah, well, okay, so I'm just wondering how big the Outbreak map's actually going to be, because the way it looked, there was a snow area, there was a...
We're talking open. It's like, we're talking almost...
I was going to say, it looked really cool, but I'm scared that it's just going to get repetitive, because it's going to be like, oh, go here, protect this. Because if you listen in the trailer, it's like, protect the animal, protect the cargo unit, protect this, defend this area from the zombies while something downloads. That's what I'm worried about. I still think it'll be fun. They just have to get it right. And I hope there's super sprinters, but not all the zombies are super sprinters.
Yes. Okay, so I can actually describe to you how Outbreak is going to work. So the scale of it, so like the openness of it while also having the buildings, is going to be similar to Dirty Bomb.
I've never played Dirty Bomb, so you're going to have to explain that to me.
It's going to be like, okay, picture Warzone. Or even Blackout.
Is it kind of like Conquest?
Things like that.
Dirty Bomb kind of like Conquest from Battlefield?
Sure, not really.
I'm doing pretty good, John. I'm glad you're
Blackout,
doing
good. Warzone, kind of like there's the open areas and then you can go into the building.
Or you're just okay. Why are you only okay?
And your goal is to pretty much, one of the things, and I know you saw it in the trailer, is the zombie head sitting in the scanner.
Oh, yeah.
They have to stay in the building, protect that. So you have that one. You have, of course, escort the drone, which you literally have to stay right on top of that thing. Make sure it doesn't die. You can also
that's what open world games suffer from.
Samples and send in the rocket.
Yeah.
Or you can quite literally hunt down and kill the panzers and all the special zombies. I
don't want to know if it's going to be good or bad. I just want to go in thinking it's going to be good.
I mean, the other thing is, after you do each of these things, you then have the option to either exfil with all the stuff that you have, or you go through a dark ether portal, teleport to the next zone, and the zombies are harder, there's more bosses, etc.
That's actually pretty cool.
Which, I like the concept, however, I'm kind of hoping that it's not solely go here, go there. It's open world, but you have the objective you have to do immediately. I like the concept of being able to explore. You also have it that at certain points in the game, will spawn in the Wonder Fizz, Pack-a-Punch, all the stuff that we love.
If they want to build a story with this, what they could do is they could have Wonder Fizz, like... Because you remember how in Mob of the Dead, it was kind of two realities hitting each other? Because you know how like the perks would like glow gray for a second, and then they'd switch back to their original color? Or maybe it was the other thing.
Yes.
Maybe they do something like that with the Wonder Fizz, where it goes from being the machine that we see in Cold War, and it switches to the Origins version of it. That's like kind of showing the combination.
Potato. An Easter egg. I don't know if there's going to be an Easter egg with this one.
I'm assuming it's going to be small.
An open world Easter egg. I know there's going to be
Yeah,
small,
probably a
little
music
itty
Easter
bitty
egg.
ones. Nothing crazy. Definitely, I would say a music one. I'm not going to guarantee it, but it would be a
Wow, you
nice,
grow a
an
lot. I've been
overall
here
nice
before
concept.
900 and now you're at 2K. I'm proud of you. Ah,
I
thank
mean, the
you,
other good
Caps.
thing is
Almost went to
after watching
2K.
the
I was
and
over
Alex just put
2K,
it in
but
the
then I had to
chat,
go back
the
down, which
Wonder
sucked because
Weapon,
I got
at least the
hurt.
Firebase Z one is going to be available in the open world area. I don't know if this means that the ray gun and the die are going to be available, but it leaves it out there.
I don't see the
The only
die
thing
being
is you
there.
actually have to loot just like
I
the
could see
gun.
the ray gun because the ray gun is just kind of the generic, like, oh yeah, here's a wonder weapon.
Here's a generic Wonder Weapon that's been the Wonder Weapon for every single map, except for the first time. Has there ever been a map that didn't have the ray gun?
No, because Go Rod Crovey technically didn't, but it had the ray gun Mark III. Oh
And
no, it did have it.
do we count the Firebase Z one? The Ray K?
I mean, I consider if it's a
On a technicality, on the technicality, it literally is the Goron Crovey one fused together into
assault
a
rifle,
assault
yeah.
rifle.
So I don't know how to count that. I think Firebase
What do you
Z.
guys? What do you think, Pat? What do you
I
think?
think Firebase Z is the first one that we could say the ray gun isn't in. Because even the one in Black Ops 2, each map had the ray gun, but even the ones that had the ray gun Mark II also had the ray gun, because the ray gun Mark II was a DLC for Buried, kind of like what Mule Kick was for Moon. Does this bot command work? No.
Let's see. Blah 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 blah. The other thing that I'm kind of curious about is okay. So we have it that we have the outbreak mode. The only thing that drives me nuts about outbreak, it's limited time only.
No. Okay. Here's what I will say. If they are giving us this to test it as kind of a beta for a next zombies map, I'd be fine with it. But if they're just giving us this
Or
for no other reason than that, I'm going to be a little frustrated that it's limited time. Because if this is a huge success, they might bring it back, I guess.
I'm gonna build on that. So you remember how at one point it was found that you could find the challenge machines in Warzone
Yes.
Rumble in
Yes.
Warzone? Part of me, and I'm going to build on this idea that you have of this being a trial run. What if the trial is they're going to test it out for a week here, and if it's incredibly successful, which let's face it, I don't see it failing, you now take it to Verdansk in Warzone, and now offer it up as a hey, here's a free-to-play zombies open world thing for all of you to enjoy to entice people to now. Oh, if you want to continue the zombie storyline,
That's also
buy
very
the
true.
game. I mean, I'm just speculating, so I could be talking out of my rear right now, but it would definitely
I've been good, Claps. I had to
it
go
would
to the
definitely
doctor.
explain why
ER,
we
my heart's
have
problems.
those machines showed up every
I know
now
what
and
you did,
again.
Jordan.
Because they wouldn't just throw those assets into Warzone just on a whim. There's always
I just don't trust
a
Activision
plan,
to
at
do
least,
the right thing.
most of the time.
Because you know it's not Treyarch. Treyarch's got their own ideas. Because Activision's the one that's like, well, we've only got so many assets. Put them in this. Whatever makes them the most money is what they're gonna do. Which I think, honestly, with them not having like you buy DLCs, they're making more money because a lot more people are buying the weekly bundles.
The bundles.
Because like, let's say, okay, say you put out a DLC, what, maybe 100,000 people buy it. Because like, if you ever wanted to test that, make a different account, go to a game, start it up, die before you kill any zombies. You can see how many people have actually downloaded that because it'll be at the bottom of the leaderboards. So you do that, there's probably 100,000 people. Zombies Chronicles I think was probably the biggest one, and that's because it had so much content in it.
Yeah, that's true. But let's face it, they went from season passes, etc., to Well,
I'm
before they
glad that
went
you
from
have.
season passes to what we have now, we had loot
Yeah,
boxes.
I'm glad you have your pills now,
And I didn't I don't want to say I hated loot
Tyler. Sorry,
boxes.
I'm
I liked it when
focused.
it was the cosmetics. But once they started making it, here's the God tier ASM1 speakeasy for advanced warfare.
Yeah.
That was the part where I drew the line. I was like, no, 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 no. You can't give us the God tier weapon and have us gamble for it. Yep. So it seems like Outbreak event will be limited time, but I think the mode will stay and Zombie Royale will be in Warzone during the event. Now that I wouldn't mind. Now I'm still curious about that chip. It keeps getting closer day by day, and when that drops, I know I'm going to be going live quite possibly for a whole day. It's definitely going to be entertaining, to say the least. I mean, I
Okay,
want to
I'm back.
say this season is gonna. I'm gonna wait for him to
I'm
get back
back.
before I dig into this. So I was just talking with everyone. This season might be the biggest thing for zombies, pretty much of all time. We've never had an open world zombies experience in COD, at least.
That's true. The closest we've gotten
We've
would be
always
like
had just a
Verdansk
round-based map.
or the Alcatraz blackout map.
What if they're testing a large-scale map just to give us transit?
Hey, don't you bash on transit. If it came out, I would love it.
If it came out where it actually had it that it went back and forth, or instead of the bus, you teleported to each location.
How about this?
I'd
If
play
you
it.
rode the bus the first time, you had to go all the way around, but after you'd been to said location, a teleporter would appear under one of the light poles, and then there would be like one that would tell one on the this side of bus depot, one on this side of bus depot, and they would teleport you to the location. So like if you were going to the right, which would be the normal bus route, it would go to the diner. Then from the diner would go to the farm. Then from the farm would go to the power station. Then from the power station would go to the town to bus depot.
I would dare to even have the teleporters be like 5 and just randomly send you somewhere. It's like, okay, I'm trying to go to town. Other side of the map. Damn it! Do it again. Wouldn't hurt.
Yes, Boz. Outbreak
Most certainly
is
would not hurt.
quote unquote open world. It's not gonna be like. It's probably not gonna be super expansive.
It's not GTA. It's not GTA open world. It's
I would probably say.
an open map like.
What do you say?
Dawn.
Probably like. It'll probably be like from Stadium to Palmerade. Maybe it'd probably be bigger than that.
If any of you have played Warzone Rump, any of you have played Ground War, think that size. I might be wrong, but just think of that scale of it's quote unquote open world.
It's contained
really.
open world is what I'd call it.
It's yeah, pretty much. Remember there were files for zombies in MW 2019, not in Warzone. What if they were thinking of testing the big story leading to MW 2020?
I'm now a millionaire.
I don't know.
Uh,
I wish.
He will check his
Oh
PayPal.
yeah, I forgot about that. Someone sent me a private message. There's one other thing they're bringing back. What are your thoughts on reactive camos coming back?
What are reactive camos again?
Okay. If I'm thinking about it correctly, let's say you're on a kill streak, you get 2 kills, 3 kills, the color of the gun will change.
I like that.
Something like
I think
that.
that's a good idea, but I feel like it's going to cause a lot of bugs on the weapons. Because no game has ever done it well, like with reactive stuff. Like even Fortnite has problems with their reactive skins. They just don't work properly sometimes.
Not wrong.
So I
Definitely not wrong.
okay,
there.
they fix it. I will say Fortnite fixes it, but like Call of Duty, I feel like what's going to happen is the first day they come out, they're going to be complete trash. They're going to try and fix it, fail, a week later finally fix it to where certain guns are okay because like the textures on each gun they'd have to go through manually and fix.
Personally, you want to know what I wish they would do for the reactive camos? I wish they would do that for the dark ether to make it more enticing.
Start it to where it's like just normal purple, and then as you get a higher kill streak, it like turns into purple flowing through it.
Have it that almost looks like it's building up energy as you're
What
getting
they
a kill.
could do, you remember Zombies Chronicles, the Zombies Chronicles stuff. What was it? The camos, like the green, blue, yellow, red.
The colors. Also, the person in my chat who put that. You're not wrong. I'm kind of hoping the camo is available for all the guns and not just.
I bet it'll just be
not
specific.
just Samantha Max's
I was gonna
bundle.
say it'll probably just be specific guns that it is.
I hope it's not specific guns. I would gladly buy a bundle if it told me that I could get reactive camo for all the
What
guns.
if it was just
hands down?
So I'm just saying, if I was Activision, what I would do is I would have a bundle with Samantha that has a special gun that has a special like reactive camo, and then I would have an entire bundle just be reactive camos for every gun and charge $3 or $4 for that. That's just me as a business perspective.
To fix their camos, period. You're not wrong, and I know Cody's gonna agree with me on this. The mastery camos need fixing drastically.
I will say I'm glad they fixed the zombies one, at least because there were certain guns that had like the wooden stock or whatever, and then your camo wouldn't flow into that. Yep. I'm very glad they fixed that.
And it would just be this itty bitty.
Yeah, it'd be like on the M16, it was literally like where the magazine clicks in, the rim of the thing up, or the rim of the iron sight up top, and then like where you like right above where you hold the gun. And that was it. It was seriously like, so if the gun's this big, you would only have a spot about this big on the gun, and you could hardly see it. If you inspected the gun, you would see like this little tiny piece of it, and that was it. It was like completely pointless until they updated it.
Yeah, no. Again, there are a couple of things I'm hoping for. One, I hope they update that too. I want to use my zombie camos in Verdansk. That's been driving me nuts for a while now. That is kind of like they hinted at that they were going to bring that in, but they haven't done it so far. Getting gold on the AK was the least satisfying thing I've ever done. I
think so. The one thing that I really enjoyed about Modern Warfare 3's stuff is that you leveled up your gun, but then there was Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion, is like the perfect multiplayer COD game. Because first of all, there was a ton of prestige levels. Every time you prestige, you could unlock a prestige token. So you could unlock a gun that you wanted. Because, like, the thing is, like, a lot of people, the reason they don't prestige is because they want to... Like, because once you hit level 70... Because I think level 70 is when you unlock the AK in... No, it was level 65 is when you unlock the AK in Modern Warfare 3. I want to say. And then...
Halloween Killers. Save your money. Trust me.
And then...
What was I going to say?
God, but then you'd prestige, and then in Modern Warfare 3, they let you use a prestige token, so if you wanted to, you could get, like, the FAD or the AK-47 and unlock those and use them at the beginning, so that way you didn't have to worry about leveling all the way up to the 65, prestiging, and then having to do it all over again. But then they also made it to where you could prestige your weapons to get more camos, which I think was a great way to do it. I just think Modern Warfare 3, I'm a little biased because it was my first Call of Duty that I owned myself, but I think it had a perfect ranking system. Level 70, it was quick rankings. Like, you ranked up so fast in that game. It is just a perfect multiplayer COD. If I had to choose it...
Alex, I do agree on that. The prestige keys in Cold War was actually a very good concept.
Do they have... I don't know what
the fact that you can... Okay, so let's say you hit level 200 right now on this current season.
Happen. I'm very far behind. I'd have to level up 150 times.
It gets better. You want to know what you can do? You can spend those prestige keys to buy classic emblems.
Oh,
you can actually set your prestige emblem to be the old school stuff. So, like for me, for example, I haven't spent a single prestige key because I'm saving it for Black Ops 2 Prestige Master.
That's the one with the skull that's like split in half,
because I want to have... That's the one with like split in half, the skull is on fire. Because that was the only one I genuinely got to. That's it. Sadly, because I went into the game and dealt with a hacker, I watched myself lose all of it, and it pisses me off.
He just wants it so that way he can say, look, I mastered Prestige. I am Prestige 9. level 54 on Black Ops 2, so I'm honestly thinking about going back to Black Ops 2 and trying to get to Master Prestige.
Alex, send that idea to Treyarch right now. You want to hear this one? Would you spend your prestige keys on classic camos?
No.
Like let's say for example they incorporate Black Ops 2 Diamond.
Buford, you okay?
There's not a single camo ever. Not even Black Ops 2's Dragon.
This is my cat. He's looking right at the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a new co-host. Cat.
I don't know why Dan's screen keeps going green. It keeps like flickering green every once in a while.
Yeah, I know. I've been seeing that, and I don't know why it does that. But as long as the audio's good and it just flickers,
it's every like I was gonna say it's probably like every 5 minutes or so that I've noticed it. That was like one time I thought my light flashed. It was just me looking at your screen. I thought the light flashed. I went.
Someone in my chat said the cat is cute.
Yeah, he is. He's like a very generic cat because if you watch TikToks on cats, there's typically a cat that looks just like him. Only he's got orange-ish eyes, and a lot of the other cats have green. I forgot what color eyes he had. Don't tell him.
There's that little flicker again. I'm trying to think of what else is pretty much going on with Call of Duty. Of course, we already talked about Outbreak. We talked about the new operators, the new weapons. If there's anything that could get nerfed or buffed, what would you pick right now?
Like between old weapons and new weapons?
Yes, everything that's out right now. What weapons would you like to see nerfed and buffed?
I would say the ones that I would like to see buffed. Oh god, what was the one I was using? I think the AK-47 needs to have a little bit of a damage upgrade. Because yeah, it has high damage, but it shoots so slow that it'll get outgunned by an MP5.
The one gun I know I want to see nerfed, not for damage, not for range, but for recoil purposes, is without a doubt, in my mind, the MAC-10.
I haven't used the MAC-10.
That thing is a laser.
I don't play multiplayer enough. I need to get into when the new season comes out, you and I will do a lot more multiplayer.
Oh, no, absolutely. But what was I going to say? No, every single time I've played Warzone lately, you'll see a team of 3, a team of 4. All you will see is just MAC-10s just laser you, and you'll blink and just gone.
I'll put that on my TikTok.
Same thing. You'll blink and you're gone. Let's see. My Russian Potato. What is your opinion on the new Call of Duty 2021 being set pretty much around World War II?
I'm tired of World War II and Call of Duties.
I have one concept, and I know that Infinity Ward, Activision, Treyarch do not have the balls to
C.A.P
deal
Gaming,
with
Scott.
whiplash, to deal with the backlash for this one. What if they told the story of World War II from the Axis side and just pretty much had it a good man following orders?
That would be I've always wanted him to do something like that. Like not necessarily make him a Nazi soldier. What I would like to see is an SS soldier.
And
because those are like
okay.
Because when you think about it, when you think about Black Ops and the Modern Warfare series, you think of specialized forces, and the SS were the first. I don't want to call them super soldiers, but like they were the first people in history to have the testosterone. Like they pretty much take steroids. They were the first ones to take steroids, and that's because Hitler wanted them to be like the perfect breed. Yes,
his army, his perfect army of...
And that's why I'm like... Then, like, when they do all those things, like with Raul Menendez, when he goes crazy and he's, like, doesn't feel any pain or anything like that, it's...
And he's just running on pure adrenaline.
It's not super realistic, but, like, with these guys, they literally could do that and it would be true, because there was so many times that they got
would be
shot and
Death
didn't feel
Troopers,
any pain
Perfectly honest.
because of how much testosterone was in their body.
But I would love to see it from the other side of the fence. I would love to see them do the Korean War too.
See, the problem is with the Korean War, it didn't really amount to anything.
Yeah, true. The other thing is, if you're going to do World War II for the 15th millionth time, focusing on the Americans.
Why
Be done
doesn't
with them.
Call of Duty go back to the World War One?
They never
I know,
did
but I'm
World
saying,
War
why
I.
don't they go back in time to World War One?
People would claim they're copying Battlefield.
True, but Battlefield also did things.
I find it funny that they went as far back for a single game to do the Civil War, which, strangely enough, it works. But I know no one's going to want to sit there having a quick scoping match. Just poof, poof. Damn it!
To the Revolutionary War, baby.
Hang on, ready, aim. Poof. God damn it! 1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me, musket man. It is C.A.P Gaming 1, Scott.
Musket man. God damn. Ow.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, COD World War II missed the entire Pacific theater. Yeah, that's the other thing I hate, is they focus so much on one front, they don't focus on the Pacific.
Well, see, there was a game
They don't really focus.
called Heroes of the Pacific that it was like it was an airplane game, but my dad and I used to play it all the time, and I loved it. It had such a good story because it was like,
Was it called Battle Station Pacific?
what?
Was it called
No,
Battle
it's called
Station
Heroes
Pacific?
of the Pacific.
Ooh.
What it was, the story
another
was
good one.
like your brother was on the USS Maine when it went down, or maybe the Arizona, and you actually fight at Pearl Harbor while it's being bombed. That's the tutorial mission. And then you have like
Okay, now
you
you
have
got my
like
attention.
Midway. You have the Battle of Midway, and like the planes are cool. If you take out one, there's 7 Japanese aces you have to take out, and each time you kill one, you get their special plane. And it's honestly a really fun game. And like there's side missions. There's like
Damn.
one where you are in a torpedo bomber and you have to destroy a submarine that keeps launching zeros. And kamikaze planes. You have to destroy so many kamikaze planes before they destroy stuff.
Yeah, so if we have to play through another D-Day mission, I am pretty sure I'm going to lose my shit too. We can only experience D-Day
I
so many
think
times.
D-Day
We can only
is overused in movies and everything.
It's so overdone. It's like Fortunate Son in
Yes.
Vietnam. It's overused. It's overplayed. Let it die. There are plenty of events you can
See, that's
touch
why-
on. Layla, that's actually
Pearl
a good
Harbor.
point.
They could start
the
it
Middle
in
East
Pearl
campaign
Harbor.
is never really touched on for
If
World
they did a Pacific one, started in Pearl Harbor. Like, that is just as significant as D-Day for the American side of things.
Hell, I'll take the Battle of Stalingrad again. I'll give you another good one. The bombing of England. Hands down, having the British Air Force, I would gladly play a mission as the British Air Force during the bombing runs. There's so much that they haven't touched on in World War II. Well, we've done D-Day, let's see, I think we did in COD 1, COD 2, COD World War II. We've done it too many times. And we just rehash the same generic missions over and over again. Change it up. Give us a new front. Have us focus maybe on the front with the Italians. We don't really focus on that front all that much.
I think something they could do is... Because, like, the one thing that I've always, like, found good about Call of Duty is they always try and follow historic events. Like, even with Black Ops 2, they had Noriega, who was a real person. Or, like, an actual person who lived. I don't think his name was Noriega, but it was pretty much based off of someone.
No, it actually
It is Noriega?
Noriega.
Okay. But...
Yeah, it's the real life person Noriega. When I told that to my dad, he actually knows what it is.
but
Yeah,
they found a way to put it in the real world without it being in the real world. Like, they put people in here, like they put Castro in there, and they talk about like, and like in Cold War they had God, what's his name? He's the Russian leader with the birthmark on his head. Gorbachev, yeah. So they have real people, but they fake stories. So what they could do is they could do like an alternate reality where Pearl Harbor gets bombed and the Japanese actually take all the way to the U.S. and then you start the campaign in like Pearl Harbor, losing, like kind of what Battlefield 1 did, where you fight and then you, like, the only way you beat the mission, the first mission, is to die. And then
generally because of like
it starts in like, say it starts in like Nebraska, because that's just where I'm from, so I'm gonna say Nebraska, and you fight in like Offutt Air Base, and the Japanese have made it that far into the United States, and from there it's like Offutt Air Base, you push back, but then you could also have like a side campaign where it's like, or side missions where you go to different bases and you've got to fight the Japanese off there to take control, and it gives you like special upgrades, like you can call in a precision airstrike or something like that while you're in a mission with each one of these. I don't know. That's just something that I've always thought about.
It sounds like Man in the High Castle is what someone just put in my chat. Not wrong. I mean, I would love to see them focus on World War II. They kind of just did Vietnam. If they do Afghanistan, it's a little too close. It's a little too recent and probably be a touchy subject for.
Okay, so I've got a question for both chats. What war would be the perfect war that's not too old, but not too recent, that it would still have relevance, but not be over, like it wouldn't make people who are older and like were in, or who were like born in the 2000s who knew about the Afghanistan stuff, because like Dan and I were kids when the whole Afghanistan thing was coming closer to a middle area closing. So we still know about it, and
then it kind of heated up for a little bit and then ended.
Hey Cap Nation and Dan, how's everyone?
Like the two of us lived through 9/11. Some people in the chat weren't even born yet.
I was gonna say Dan and I are old.
That's gonna be the 20th anniversary.
I was gonna say
we're old.
Twin Towers.
I think the
Twin Towers were actually, I was 2 when the Twin Towers fell. Dan would have been 4. I was gonna say 4 going on 5. You want to know what my
question was to my parents? My question to my parents, because I heard about the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I forget you live there. I don't
remember exactly where it was going. Mm-hmm. And you want to know what my first question was to my dad? Daddy, is a plane going to hit our house? Because my first thought was, holy shit, a plane just... And I mean, I was too little at the time to say holy shit. But in my mind, I was like, oh my God, a plane just hit him where the state I live. Planes are going to hit our house. I'm going to die. You were...
Chris...
Layla's the only older person in the chat. She was 8 when it happened. So we actually have someone older than both of us.
In my chat, Layla, there's isn't anyone older than me. I think Chris is like the oldest one, and he's 19.
Layla, you might be older than me, but because I have a kid, I have more miles.
Chris says, I would love a COD focused on the Korean War and the Gulf War in the 90s. Crazy, it's been 20 years since 9/11. That is true. I forgot. God, I'm old.
The Gulf War? Maybe.
I don't even know much about the Gulf War. They don't talk about it in school enough.
They don't really talk about either, so it's like one of those...
They were stalemated
it would be
wars.
Nice to
That's
learn
why
something
it's not important. The Korean War, we like they talk about the Vietnam War because that's the one where a lot of people were at. The Korean War, there wasn't a ton of people there that want to talk about it because it was kind of just a failure anyways. Mostly because MacArthur.
It begs the question, is Call of Duty willing to show America's I don't want to say its biggest failure, but it's up there. It's definitely up there as a failure.
I was going to say, because we always pride ourselves on winning the wars as Americans. Like, the t-shirts from 4th of July, back-to-back World War champs. I actually bought one of those. I think they're pretty funny.
I was going to say we have it that we won the Revolutionary War. We won, or depending on who you were around, we won slash lost the American Civil War. Uh, we I I want to say we won World War One, but we kind of jumped in at the last second. World War Two, we were the bomb, literally.
World War
But
Two,
the
we were
Korean War,
in, because no one, when we think, okay, so as Americans, we think World War Two. Like a lot of people, I've asked people this, they think that Pearl Harbor was bombed the same day that D-Day took place, which is not true.
no, there was a lot. After that, we pretty much. I remember my grandfather telling me the story. He was like, "Yeah, after the bomb hit, everyone pretty much just shit themselves and were hiding under their beds, scared out of their mind. People didn't know what to do."
That's true. Scott, I probably will stream on your birthday.
Up
And
until
yeah, Con doesn't
that
have the
point in
balls. I agree,
history,
Chris.
the only people to attack us on our own soil really were the English.
But
That was like the last major. I mean, there were like minor excursions,
the Indian
the
War,
English. Other than
like
that,
the War of 1812.
The French.
But they were on. They were technically on their
Also
own
the
land.
English.
So it was weird because that
True.
war was like we weren't attacked on our land entirely. We weren't attacked on their land entirely. It was a weird middle area where it was just kind of anyone's land.
I mean, Layla, you're not wrong. I mean, the Korean War wasn't a complete failure, but it wasn't a complete success. Like Cody already said, it was a stalemate. We didn't exactly win, we didn't exactly lose, but America is I don't want to say it, I'll say it. We're the type of country that if we reach a stalemate, we consider it a failure.
Yeah.
We have to win or we've lost.
That's like the same thing with Afghanistan. We never really like we got Osama bin Laden, but that doesn't mean we got rid of terrorism. So it's technically a stalemate,
No.
but we won the war because we killed the leader. It's kind of like a give and take. We get the leader, but we don't get rid of terrorism completely. If anything, we might make it worse, but we also might make it better because the main guy who's doing the terrorist attacks is gone.
It's very interesting.
I agree, I agree, Chris.
To say the least. What did
Chris
say?
was like, whoever thinks that Pearl Harbor happened the same day as D-Day needs more time in a history class.
No, you don't just need a history class. You need a geography class.
I was gonna say those are literally as far as you can get away from each
They're
other.
over there.
Not as not as far because Hawaii. Oh yeah, it would have been because it was in Hawaii. I think that is like the exact opposite side of the world, or at least close. Yeah. Okay, damn, we've got like 7 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go because I've gotta make a stop at a store before I go to sleep.
I can live with that. So, where would we like to go with this? If we're gonna keep going.
Actually,
I kind of have.
Go ahead.
Where do you think the zombie story goes from here?
See, okay.
We're going to the Ural Mountains.
Dumb thing. They need to get rid of operators. Keep operators in. Because, okay, well, here's my thought. I actually had been thinking about this. So you remember in World at War? In Nocturne und Toten and Verrückt, there were no characters.
It was just generic
soldiers. So what if in the third map we get our actual crew and they're trying to like get this essence of Sam bringing in the other world by doing that? And now next DLC we're gonna have actual characters, and D Machine and Firebase Z are going to be the two that have operators for all the time. And then the next ones are going to be like, we actually have characters for you. And they might just be voice actors from the campaign, which I'd be fine with. It saves them money. But I could see them doing something like that to keep it. Because they're trying to go back to the roots of Call of Duty.
There's one character that I'm still curious about, and I've heard everything ranging from that this person's the leader of Omega to that.
Nothing much, Brain. We're just talking about
He could be in the dark either. He could be anywhere. Eddie. Where is Eddie right now?
See, I think when I heard that he was the leader of Omega. I heard that theory.
Omega?
I honestly would believe that. Because, okay, so here's the thing.
So would I.
It's weird because, like, Eddie is the only one who is a child and a playable adult. 'Cause I guess not completely, but, like, because, like, we see all the other characters when they're kids, but Eddie's the only one that has appeared multiple times. And he's one of the only ones that made it through the portal and were saved from the original timeline.
There were only two of them. It was Sam.
Exactly.
And him.
Well,
That's
no,
it.
like there was a cutscene where they
And,
had like Takio's kid, Tank as a kid, and Nikolai as a kid too.
yeah.
But that one was more like
I mean, the
I don't know how to
thing
explain that
is,
is there going to be a zombie? I don't know,
'Cause
Brain. We're talking about what we think will be there.
also Layla, Samantha Maxis, it's
Sometime
very
soon,
complicated.
Scott.
She's not necessarily evil. Even in the original storyline, she's not really
She's
necessarily
more or
evil.
less corrupted by the... Because the thing is, it's an evil
The ether.
entity known as the Ether, but it needs a vessel to coincide with.
Similar to how when her and Richtofen switch on
Yes,
Moon.
it needs a vessel, and that's why it wasn't... They had to switch minds, because her body is connected to the Ether, and that's why in Origins, when you hear her talking, the Ether is surrounding you, so that's why you can hear her.
Always wondered
They
about,
could,
especially
though,
since she
Rain,
spent so
because
much
they could make
time
them operators for
in the dark
multiplayer.
ether. And when I can't hear a word he said.
I was talking to my
in
chat.
Okay. The only thing that I'm concerned about is when she comes out of the portal, her eyes are purple. We're talking, it literally looks like the ether. I begin to wonder what happened to her being in there.
See,
for
that's
so
the
long.
thing. Everyone thinks the transit crew is the Orga thing or part of it because they were in the Dark Ether too, and the longer you're there, the more grotesque you become.
Or corrupt.
Yes, kind of like Orlov,
Well-
Orlov, whatever the fuck his name is.
Orloff. But here's the thing that I've been wondering. So, if that were the case, why is it that people like Takio and the others didn't, become more grotesque the whole time they were in there before they get their heads blown off? How is it that nothing happens to them? They haven't become these creatures.
The blood vials. That's how they described it. Like, that's why nothing happened to them when they're in the Dark Ether.
Okay.
Because the blood vials transfer...
The multiverse collapsed and created the new zombies. Russian Potato, I'll actually double on that. You said that the multiverse collapsing creates the new zombies. I say the multiverse collapses
into one
and creates the entire timeline that we have right now, which is Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops 1, Black Ops Cold War, and the current zombie storyline. Pretty much rebooting the entire COD universe as we see it. There is one thing, and I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for this, for asking this question. I want to hear your thoughts. So you know how Black Ops 1 is canon,
yes.
right? Is that stupid PS Vita game canon?
Say that again.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Say that again. PS Vita.
There was a PS Vita game for Black Ops called Black Ops Declassified, and it actually takes place before Cold War, and it ends with you killing Raul Menendez's father. Almost no one has played it because it's on the Vita. And I'm hoping that it would take a place somewhere on the console someday. But I've been wondering if it's canon.
I want to say no.
Because it takes place in the 70s. Black Ops 1's the 60s. I want to say no too. But I kind of question.
You and I decided that up till Black Ops 1's canon, anything past that is non-canon.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that is questionable.
Maybe, I would say maybe, like Raul Menendez, we'd say he's canon. But I don't think we've hit the point that,
canon.
we would have hit the point. Okay, I'm confused. Did Woods go from being captured by Kravchenko straight to Raul Menendez, or did he get caught by Kravchenko, come back, do missions, get captured by Menendez, or get captured by the Nicaraguan army, and then escape again?
Okay, Raul Menendez's father is dead in the cartel map from suicide. That might be what they want you to think, but what was I gonna say? I just drew a blank. I just drew a complete blank.
Welcome back, Chris.
Okay, so as far as I know with the storyline, and I think Lele just put it in the chat, he gets captured by Kravchenko. He escapes.
Okay.
And therefore he ends up in the current storyline. However, the question now is, in order for Black Ops 2 to be canon, Woods has to get captured again. Because we're very close to the timelines lining up, because it's, I think, 86,
yep.
right? Is when Black Ops 2 takes place. So we're about a year and a half in game time from that.
Yeah.
So if the events of Black Ops 2 are going to be canon, we end up having to have those events have to take place.
And also you can say, this is probably going to be the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to have to head out. The reason I think they're trying to reboot it and saying Black Ops 1's the last thing that's canon in the entire storyline, like, parts of every game could technically be canon as we go to Modern Warfare, but they're going to slowly, like, taper that out. But,
what Star Wars did with the Legends
exactly.
universe, that they're pulling what they want from it.
Because the thing is, like, you can't, they can't use anything from Black Ops 2 onwards. You can't have Mason, you can't have Woods, because you can't have Menendez, because you don't know which ending's the real ending, because there was 5 or 6 different endings technically, even though they're all like pretty much the same thing, only small details are different.
Slightly different.
So yeah, that's my thought. They're trying to get rid of this so that way they can combine the universes and also keep their star characters.
Well, if only they could have kept their star voice actors.
The one, I honestly think the Woods one isn't that bad. It's the Mason one that gets me.
He's not that bad. It's Mason, yeah. You couldn't get an Aussie to just mimic the accent.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even have the same accent. He's like, oh my god, he's just like stereotypical, like, I'm a jockey American. That's all Mason is now. His voice actor, at least.
He's just stereotypical 1950s.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, did they ever confirm what ending in Black Ops 2? As far as I know, I thought the canon one was the good ending where Mason lives, Menendez is trapped. Don't get me started on the soap. Scottish, I'm not going to start on the soap voice actor again. You'll be here all night. Just
well, the problem is, like, with Mason and Soap, they're like the two most famous actors.
They're the two most famous actors, both known for their accents, but they chose voice actors that do such a horrible job.
The Soap one, in my opinion, was 10 times better than the Mason one, though, because the Soap one he at least tried, whereas the Mason one didn't even try. So
the Mason one doesn't even try to have the accent. The
Soap just did the thing with his voice.
The Soap one is like
I'm one click out price. That's all he did. Like, it was when he said price, he had that little roll of the R, and that's really all it was.
I'm one click. I actually had the voice lines thrown into a video, and they're just you can tell someone's trying to do a Scottish accent and doesn't have a genuine Scottish accent. You have all in Scotland, but you pick someone who can't really do the Scottish accent.
I don't know. It's stupid.
I don't know, man.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to head out.
But on that note, I think I should let you go.
So, everyone, also, I just want to say to everyone in my chat, oh, Dan just got a member.
Awesome.
So, everyone...
I also got
everyone in my chat, I know you guys have been asking, I have to go into the cardiologist to get ultrasound on my heart March 3rd to see if anything's wrong with it. They don't know. I just have really bad chest pains right now. So I just wanted to let everyone in my chat know that before I left.
Yeah, so hopefully he does okay. Because I'm pretty sure you guys enjoy the little talks that we have on here.
Well, thanks, Chris. It is a great podcast. But I just wanted to let my chat know that. I know there's not a lot of people here.
But on that note, I think we're going to call it a night. I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not when Outbreak comes out, if I'm going to borrow. But it'll all depend on how things go.
Borrow me?
So.
Oh, you're going like this, the wrong...
I was pointing this way.
For me, you're on this side.
I'm on my screen. For me, you're on, so I'm pointing that. Okay, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, okay, it's weird because I'm watching your stream right now, and I was pointing this way, and it was facing you. We were pointing at each other, and then I went like this, and it was facing the wrong direction. I will have a speedy recovery, Chris. But yes, so everyone in my chat, thank you for watching, and next Monday.
And as always.
Next Monday. Next Monday, same time.
Always, this is Dank Dan.
Signing off, Dank Dan.